Hello, hello, and welcome. Today, I figured I would play a little bit of Kingdom Two Crowns. Normally, I would be doing a vintage story episode about now, but things are looking a bit higgledy-piggledy between what release candidate is going to be out for 1.22. As well, so many of my mods are not um, up to date, as I find out, or are not functioning properly. It's called there's with the way that the thing is, things being updated to pair in with the new logic sets and all that. I was um running into problems with that, but this is a different thing. So it's I'm not really doing an update video. I'm just sort of explaining why we're here and not elsewhere. But with that in mind, this is Kingdom Two Crowns. I did a Let's Look at of this a few weeks ago, possibly more than three at this point, and this has been a very old, good favorite of mine for many years. I am quite a fan, as you'll see why in a minute. Now we have a couple of different options for the campaigns. We have the good old vanilla original, sort of indistinctly Baravian kingdom vibes. We have Shogun, which is essentially just feudal period Japan. It's more or less the same. At this point, this was the first expansion pack that they did for this, so it's more or less just a recolor. But it also has its own strong points. It's very visually pleasant as and just as strong as the original. Kingdom Deadlands, they went in more of a champion sort of direction with this, where the character that you play as has a significant effect on the gameplay rather than just the mount. It's also themed around the living dead, more or less. So like part Phasmatus, if you've ever played RuneScape, sort of thing, vaguely. Kingdom Northlands. This is based on. Let me think. Yes, the Northlands. The northwest of Europe, specifically more north than northwest, really. Um, this is the most difficult campaign that they have, hands down. They have all these different items and stuff that you use, and they have different abilities. So they let you pick your character, I guess, and separated abilities from character picks. They were trying things out. It also happens to be the buggiest version of the 4.5. Um, Call of Olympus is their magnum opus. I might play this at some point, but I feel like with how sort of clean, polished, refined, whatever you want to call it, this is a unusual depiction of the game. So I suppose I did do the default. I'm not in any particular direction as to where I'm gonna go, but I think I would like to play Shogun today. I am comfortable on Cursed. I've done speed walks, I wouldn't say speed runs of this game back to front in all the campaigns. Again, the Northlands is the hardest because there's so much going on, as well as a couple of bugs here and there, or like soft blocks. I can't remember the specifics. I would like to play on hard because I like a challenge, and I don't want to be sprinting the whole time that I'm playing the game. Right, some back. Isn't the wonder of technology something? Okay, what did I play last time? I think I played. I usually quite like playing as the... Oh, this is the Shogun one, so we don't have access to that. We could play the Kabutops, Kabuto. They base their armor sets off of beetles. Kabuto. Yes. Oh, we could play as an Empyrean. We could play as the Greed. We could play as whatever that creation is. That's one of the Deadlands. And that's an Avians. That's a Griffin, a person. Let's do... I kind of like the outfit on this one. Let's do that one. A solitary queen carries the crown to a new land. Which direction am I going? First things first, I don't want to strain my neck, so we're going to be doing this. Click, click. We're going to be moving OBS over to the other window. Fabulous, so fabulous. And now we will do full screen again. There we go. So I apologize for the aspect ratio changing. I'm going to put the zoom in just one more so I can actually see what's going on. And let's get started. I am comfort maxing right now in my desk chair with another one as a footrest, staring long ways at my secondary monitor at the other end of my desk. Very comfortable indeed. Stand here, yes, yes, yes. It is good for coins to recruit, yep, we know that part. It is good practice, generally, to always play the tutorial. Because you can cheat some resources in. And it's only a difference of like 4 coins, usually, but it does make a difference. If you move on to the next point of the tutorial and you don't have enough money in your bank, your pouch pocket to do whatever it is that it wants you to do, it will spawn the coins in your inventory. Case in point. So it's spawning this ahead of time so that I'm going to have enough to recruit the 2 guys on the right side. And there we go. See, they even gave us 2 at the end. Let's get another one of these. This is an absolutely gorgeous game that I find myself coming back to every few years. Much like RuneScape, but this one has a little more staying power for me. You'll notice my accent's changed again. If you've been watching any of my previous videos, that happens from time to time. It just depends on what I'm comfortable with at the time. I think I wanna... Well, I've got a couple of options. And time is money. Go do this, get the first level here. Absolutely perfect timing for the merchant to bring in some extra cash. You'll notice I stop every now and again. It's very important to let your mount rest and devour some of the local herbivorous delicacies. Yes. Oh, look at that. We found a coin cache. Yeah, I used to get the urge to kind of front load information on games like this, but I think it's a lot better to just sort of Oh god, well, there's the griffin. Experience the game as it is on occasion. Let's see, can we get to the grass bank before the greed spawn? We can indeed. How fabulous. How much further can we get? About that far. Okay, there's nothing else there. You see the rocks for the portal. I'll show you later. Oh my goodness, this is far out. Far out, man. That's fine, they're just in and out. Looks like the ruins of a previous kingdom. Always nice to get a bit of scouting in. No, 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 no. Now, he'll give you coins every day. If he gets to the base, he'll give you coins, but he'll only leave if it's daytime. I believe. Oh, that's the wrong one. One of the ways I am comfort maxing is that I'm relaxing across two chairs and I have a Bluetooth keyboard and mouse for a change. We get another one of these gone. No, but I can sense them now. Oh, there we go. Maybe it updates at the time point. Ideally, I think that's as far as that we can upgrade the base over here, but we are making very good time on resources. Fairly still on the grade. It's so spooky, isn't it? Now, I have played this game back to front across all of its campaigns, so I might occasionally skip over things. If there's anything in the game that you would like maybe explained or you're curious about, feel free to leave a comment. I'll be more than happy to get back to you on that. I'm quite knowledgeable, and wherever my knowledge fails, there's always okay. Oh, thank God there's a grass bank out here. I don't think there's anything else over here. There might be a chest. Well, we'll find out later, I guess. Absolutely gorgeous. The music is something to admire as well. I'm always a fan. ship pieces cost 2 coins. So if you know that the greed are going to run amok up on the ship, it's always better to drop coins. Unless you're in dire straits economically. What is that? Oh, it's a deer. We're quite far out. Hmm? Alright, now that's dealt with. I think to leave the first island on the 3rd day is quite good. To leave it on the 2nd day is even more impressive, which if I'd been a little bit more efficient might have been. If I'd went instead of waiting on sending the merchant off, it would have been fine. But it's no big loss. Now we've got to bring the builders back. We've got the golden, I'm not sure what you call the the figurehead? Yeah, the figurehead's a term. Maybe they had a different word for it. Western soldiers and such. Soldiers, sailors, would, I think, generally have something like a mermaid or like a woman affixed to the front. Whereas I think the Nords did dragons as well, didn't they? Because there's nothing binding cultures to specific designs either. Some of them had multiple designs. Always thought the interesting tidbit that women sailors were considered bad luck. And if you think about the logistics of a group of individuals out at sea with very little to do except working for several months, possibly years at a time, it it stands to reason after a minute. That's the first builder. I shan't go into more detail. 2 are builders. Oh, and they've got coins from the rabbits. And then all we're waiting on is the rangers getting over here. Then we're gonna hop, skip, and jump off to the next island. How could sure? Do we have anyone else coming in? No, I think that's it. Okay. So that that functions as a exploratory introduction to the game. I was figuring that I might want to play this for a little bit longer, but I am slightly ill at ease in recent times for various reasons. All is well. I am fine. Will be fine. Uh, I think I might stick to games such as these. I have even considered possibly uploading some footage of the Oaken Tower demo, but the logistics of that, I think I would need a secondary Steam account because I'm quite a fan of my privacy. Oh, there was a 4th ranger who I suppose was on the other end of the kingdom. I don't think they're gonna be able to catch up and hop in though. especially if they keep waiting to take pot shots. Goodness me. But yeah, with that, all that being that, if you are interested in seeing more of this, consider subscribing. If you want to help support the channel, leave a like, leave a comment, even if it's an emoji, or if you want to ask me about the inner machinations of the universe and what it means to be human and all the rest of that. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you next time.